just wondering if
I hear you. Okay, all right.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. All right.
Can I start?
Yes, start, please.
So I just click re-enable and it should pop up now a bit.
Same sound on my phone, though. I think it's that neat. Turn it on.
Try your lights, Joe.
Top
Try your lights, your horn's working.
Right.
Okay, we're ready, okay. Ooh, echoing. All right, everybody, welcome to our regular public council meeting for Monday, April 29th, 2024, here at the town of Torbay. First up, new business, Councillor Tepper.
Thanks and congrats.
Thanks. Congrats. Councillor Manning.
Pass.
Councillor Pollard is not here, sends his regrets. Councillor Appy.
Thank you and a happy birthday.
Thanks. Happy birthday. Councillor Goss.
Pass.
Deputy Mayor.
Congrats and thanks.
And I got the same. Thanks and a congrats. All right. Before we go on, is there anybody that would like to get on to first Q&A? Mr. Tepper, you would, right? Okay. Joe Tepper. Anyone else? Robbie? Bobby. Thanks. That's it? Yeah, okay. Could I get a motion to adopt the agenda as amended, please?
So moved.
Second.
Who did second it? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Thank you. There's a set of public council minutes for April 15, 2024. Could I get a motion to adopt those, please?
So moved. Second.
Who did second it? Errors or omissions? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Thank you very much. Conflict of interest. This little sheet was handed around. There's one here.
Mayor, I have a conflict when the motion comes up around the Blizzard hockey travel team. I'll have to step away for that one.
Yeah, okay, no problem.
Thanks.
And there's one here for 630 Bowling Line, ground land referrals, South of Allen Pond, Westbrook, and 1593 Torbay Road. So if any of those come up, if you got an issue, let us know. We'll deal with it then. All right. We got a pile of proclamations tonight. It's wonderful. And we're going to get started with Councillor Goss, Proclamation, Municipal, Clerks Week.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. This is the 55th Annual Professional Municipal Clerks Week, May 5th to 11th, 2024. Whereas the Office of the Professional Municipal Clerk, a time-honored and vital part of local government, exists throughout the world. And whereas the Office of the Professional Municipal Clerk is the oldest among public servants. And whereas the Office of the Professional Municipal Clerk provides the professional link between the citizens, the local governing bodies, and agencies of government at other levels. And whereas professional municipal clerks have pledged to be ever mindful of their neutrality and impartiality, rendering equal service to all. Whereas the professional municipal clerk serves as the information center on functions of local government and community. Whereas professional municipal clerks continuously strive to improve the administration of the affairs of the Office of the Professional Municipal Clerk throughout participation in education programs, seminars, workshops, and the annual meetings of their state, provincial, county, and international professional organizations. Whereas it is most appropriate that we recognize the accomplishments of the Office of the Professional Municipal Clerk.
Now therefore, I, Craig Scott, Mayor of the Town of Torbay, do hereby recognize the week of May 5th through 11th, 2024 as Professional Municipal Clerks Week, and further extend appreciation to our professional municipal clerks and to all professional municipal clerks for the vital service they perform and their exemplary dedication to the communities they represent. So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Comments?
Well, I'll just, I guess, say, just, it's probably a good time to say thanks to Anne for her service for the town. So I'm glad that we get this Clerks Week put in there for the town of Torbay and everywhere else. But I'd just like to say thank you for everything you've done for me personally and for the town of Torbay.
I'd like to say the same thing. I guess I had it in here for the thanks to go around, but it's very timely. And to thank Anne for her hard work and dedication to the town over the last number of years. Let's hope that the city of Mount Pearl realizes an awesome employee that they're getting. So thanks to Anne and all of the clerks that make the life of everyone else around that they support easier.
Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, I guess it is ironic, this proclamation is here tonight with Anne's last public meeting. And I guess I share everybody else's. We've been friends for a long while now, since I got on council. And excellent work. Anytime I dropped into her office, she's always there. I'm not that techie myself, and any problem I had, I run to Anne. And I really appreciate what you did for the town and for the whole community.
And my turn. As you said, to all the clerks around the island, huge thank you. Those are the people that keep us going and functioning. But to our town clerk, a more special and personal thank you from me as the newbie, one of the newbies around the table. Your kindness, and anytime I ever went in there to ask a question, as some might say, I used to phrase as silly as it was, you never ever made me feel like that. So continue to be who you are and spread your knowledge as you do. And all the best in your new adventure, girl. And thank you. Thank you from me.
Anyone else?
Can I jump in there?
Go ahead.
Thank you. I'd like to join the chorus of thanking Anne. Her steady hand and leadership skills are and have been second to none. And I just want to share in the thank yous and the accolades for the work that you've done. Like Councillor Manning said, you've always made me feel welcome. You've always been amazing and professional and compassionate and kind. And from the bottom of my heart, thank you for everything that you do. And I wish you the very best in everything else that you have coming, you know, with whatever your next journeys are. But I just want to make sure that it's on record, my gratitude and thank you to you for everything you've done. Thanks, Mayor.
All right, I'm not going to say too much, Ann, because I probably lose my composure. Ann has been my right-hand woman for the last 7 years that I've been, or 7 years I've been mayor, and prior to that when I was on council. And I couldn't think of anybody better to do that job. And, you know, yes, Mount Pearl is are lucky, but we're lucky too to have you here for that period of time. And also, and I would say this, is that in Port of Bass tonight, they're probably doing this proclamation and they're missing their former town. And we are so lucky to have Holly here with us in the town of Torbay. And I thank you for choosing to come work here. But, yeah, that's it. All right, all in favor? Aye. Opposed, carried. Number 2, Proclamation, Municipal Awareness Week. Rhonda.
Okay. Mike. Municipal Awareness Week, May the 5th to the 11th, 2024. Whereas municipal government is responsible for the provision of services that enhance the quality of life of its citizens, and whereas dedicated mayors, councillors, and staff are essential for the effective governance of their municipalities. And whereas collaboration, partnerships, and citizen involvement are essential for active, sustainable, and vibrant communities. And whereas it is fitting and proper to recognize and encourage the contribution of all who work diligently for the improvement of our municipalities.
Therefore, be it proclaimed that May 5th to the 11th, 2024 be known as Municipal Awareness Week in municipalities in Newfoundland and Labrador, in recognition of the vital role of municipal government and in recognition of all those efforts that support it. So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Comments? I will just say this, that starting on Wednesday, our municipal symposium is going to be happening. There's going to be members from our council there and councils from all across the province. And I encourage anybody that goes there to seek out advice and help and collaborate with members of other councils and our councils to try and help each other learn and be better at what we do. And I mean, at the end of the day, that's what we all want to do, is serve the residents and have our towns strive. All right, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? Carried. Thank you very much. Proclamations, Safety and Health Week. More. Mr. Goss.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. So the proclamation for Safety and Health Week, May 6th to 11th, 2024. Together we can create safe workplaces and communities. Whereas the goal of Safety and Health Week is to focus employers, employees, partners, and the public on awareness, understanding, and the importance of preventing injury and illness in the workplace, at home, and in our communities. Whereas the majority of workplace injuries, illnesses, and fatalities are preventable. And whereas safer organizations enjoy increased productivity, higher employee satisfaction, and better reputation while recording less lost time and lower workmen's compensation and healthcare costs. Whereas the town of Torbay fosters safety-minded work culture by striving to improve attitudes towards safety, raise awareness of the role and the contribution of safety and health professionals, reduce workplace injuries and illnesses by encouraging safety and health education and activities. Whereas the town of Torbay recognizes the importance of safety and health and are committed to providing a safe and healthy workplace by eliminating workplace hazards causing injury, illness, harassment, and violence across the organization. Whereas during the week of May 6th to the 11th, 2024, the town of Torbay's occupational health and safety committees will increase employer, employee, and public awareness of being safe at work to encourage safe practices and enhance workplace safety efforts. And
now therefore, I, Mayor Craig Scott, do hereby proclaim May 16, 11, 2024 to be Safety and Health Week in the town of Torbay and encourage all industries, organizations, community leaders, employers, and employees to support activities designed to increase awareness of the importance of safe workplaces. So moved.
second.
Moved and seconded. Comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Carried. Now, we got some extra people in the crowd. Is anybody here to speak to any of these proclamations that we have? No, not here
Just
yet.
the
Joe.
melanoma.
We got one for Mental Health Week, ovarian cancer, fibromyalgia,
No,
Huntington,
melanoma's the only one.
and melanoma. Someone's here for that one? Okay. All right. Carry on, we will. Next one is proclamation for Mental Health Week. Where is that? Councilor Tepper.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Proclamation Mental Health Week 2024. Whereas CMHC Mental Health Week promotes mental health awareness through education campaigns, activities, and events held across Newfoundland and Labrador, and offers practical ways to maintain and improve mental health and support recovery from mental health problems and illnesses. Whereas the Canadian Mental Health Association encourages everyone to learn about the healing power of compassion during this year's Mental Health Week on A Call to Be Kind. Download the toolkit on www.mentalhealthweek.ca and find out how compassion connects us all. Whereas increased awareness and understanding of mental health will promote the use of mental health services and supports and ensure Canadians with mental health related illnesses are afforded the opportunity to recover. Whereas the Canadian Mental Health Association actively supports and encourages good mental health in all aspects of our lives, during CMHA Mental Health Week and throughout the year.
Now therefore be it resolved that I, Craig Scott, Mayor of the Town of Torbay, do hereby proclaim the week of May 6th to 12th, 2024 as CMHA Mental Health Week. I encourage all citizens to join me in a call to be kind and visit www.mentalhealthweek.ca to download the toolkit and learn about this year's theme, Healing Through Compassion, that calls on us to show kindness towards ourselves and others. Use the hashtags Compassion Connects Mental Health Week to shine a light on your personal journey with compassion towards yourself and others, a program you offer, and how your community supports the mental health of others. So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Comments?
So I'd just like to mention that, you know, there's so much going on throughout the province and Canada. With crime increasing, the whole work, social media, it's such an impact on people. And especially, you hear that phrase now, mental health is included in anything we talk about, what we hear on the news, you know, throughout the country. So again, there are some important links here that, you know, it's a learning process, I guess. We got to educate everybody, especially our kids. So there's a few links here for people to, you know, look at and hopefully learn as well at the same time.
Okay. Anyone else?
Mr. Mayor, I'll add as well, please. You know, I think when you talk about mental health, we're the generation that have seen the difference between coming from no computers to no social media to social media. And I think it's really changed. You know, everything has its place. I think you can take some positives, but there's also been a lot of negatives with social media and so forth, and how it's affected our children, and even adults for that matter. So when we talk about compassion, I think hand in hand with that, you think about if people, you know, you really don't know what anybody's going through. So all I can say is that if anybody ever needs to talk, personally, I'm always here. And if you're not sure what somebody's going through, just always remember that you really never know until you walk a mile in their shoes. Thank you.
All right. Well said. Anybody else? So, last, I guess, about a month ago, 2 months, maybe a month and a half ago now, I did an interview with cross-border interviews. They do interviews with municipal officials from across the country. And we did have an opportunity to talk about mental health issues that members of council deal with sometimes. Like I think that people underestimate sometimes the pressure that we're under here sitting around this table, and the added pressure of social media in particular. I share with him some of the struggles that I've had with my own mental health over the years, and some of the advocacy that I do around that. And there is going to be a session at M&L Symposium this upcoming week centered around mental health and members of council. I think that the be kind piece is important, and I think that it's also important that you treat people like people and not just objects when you're doing that. So anyway, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? Carried. Thank you very much. Proclamation, World Ovarian Cancer Day. Council Deputy Mayor.
Proclamation, World Ovarian Cancer Day, May 8, 2024, whereas ovarian cancer has no early detection testing, and whereas ovarian cancer symptoms are often confused with other less severe illnesses, and whereas ovarian cancer has the lowest survival rate of all female cancers, and whereas as many as 23% of women with ovarian cancer have an inherited genetic mutation, and whereas genetic testing is a way to identify people at high risk before they develop ovarian cancer.
Now therefore be it resolved that I, Craig Scott, Mayor of the Town of Torbay, do hereby proclaim Wednesday, May 8, 2024, World Ovarian Cancer Day. I encourage all citizens of the Town of Torbay and the province to talk to their health providers about ovarian cancer and seek to learn more about the disease. So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Thank you. Next one. Proclamation for Fibromyalgia Association. Councillor Ashley.
Mayor, can you hear me to read that out?
Oh, yes, can hear you loud and clear.
Okay, thanks. Okay, proclamation for Fibromyalgia Awareness Day, May 12th, 2024. Whereas Fibromyalgia Awareness Day aims to raise awareness and end the stigma and discrimination that accompanies this chronic illness. Whereas Fibromyalgia Association Canada is the only national organization in Canada that supports only fibromyalgia. And whereas fibromyalgia affects the 5% of Canada's population, over 2 million men, women, and children of all ages and races in Canada are afflicted with this chronic illness. And whereas fibromyalgia often takes an average of 3 to 5 years to diagnose, and whereas there is no known cause or prevention of or cure of fibromyalgia, and whereas fibromyalgia, FM, is a complex illness whose symptoms vary widely and may include debilitating chronic pain, overwhelming fatigue, and cognitive impairment. And whereas patients with fibromyalgia often have a number of coexisting conditions, which may include chronic myofascial pain, irritable bowel syndrome, temporomandibular, I probably didn't pronounce that right, but I just gave it a shot, joint disorder, TMJ, of course, environmental sensitivities, anxiety, and depression. And whereas fibromyalgia greatly reduces quality of life, can cause total disability, and also affect families, friends, and employers. Living with chronic pain and fatigue on a daily basis can lead to social isolation, so it is important for sufferers and their families, friends, and caregivers to know that they are not alone. And whereas people with fibromyalgia have a right to be treated with dignity and have a right to pain relief. And whereas together we will find ways to enhance the quality of lives for people affected by fibromyalgia and together find a cure.
Now therefore, I, Mayor Craig Scott, on behalf of the Torbay Town Council, do hereby proclaim May 12, 2024 as Fibromyalgia Awareness Day in the town of Torbay, and I call this observance to the attention of all citizens. So moved.
Second.
Comments?
Can I speak to this one, Mayor, please?
Sure.
I stayed quiet for the other motions because I could hit all of them here. We're talking about a condition that you can't always see what the issue is. It's not clear to you when someone's got fibromyalgia what they're suffering from and how it's impacting them. But it's certainly something that is impacting people physically, physiologically, mentally, all aspects of your life, the ability to function. So, I think this encompasses some of the other, things that we were talking about here. It's so important to have an inclusive, kind, judgment-free community whereby people can live with all the stuff they're dealing with and know that there's a safe space. To have, someone like Councillor Goss who just said, I'm a safe person, reach out, know I'm here. That's exactly what we need to be doing. So I want to thank Council for the support that I know we're going to have for this proclamation and for all the other ones. They're all intertwined, and it's really important to make sure that we're an inclusive community where people can live their best lives possible. Thanks, Mayor.
Okay, thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Proclamation Huntington Disease Awareness Month. Councillor Tepper.
Thank you. Huntington Disease Awareness Month. Whereas Huntington disease, HD, is a hereditary neurodegenerative illness with physical, cognitive, and emotional symptoms for which there is no cure. And whereas 1 in every 7,000 Canadians has HD, and approximately 1 in every 5,500 is at no risk for developing the disease. Many more are touched by HD as a caregiver, family member, or friend. And whereas HD causes cells in specific parts of the brain to die, the disease leads to incapacitation and eventually death. It is likened to experiencing the symptoms of ALS, Parkinson's, Alzheimer's, or schizophrenia, all in one disease. And whereas Huntington Disease Awareness Month reflects the Huntington Society of Canada's HSC mission, which is to aspire to a world free from HD. HSC celebrates the resilience and hope demonstrated by the HD community. HSC aims to maximize the quality of life of people living with HD by delivering support services, enabling others to understand the disease, and supporting further breakthroughs in research to find treatments that address the root cause of HD. And whereas HSC works with health and social services professionals to enable them to better serve people living with HD, and whereas HSC is a respected leader in a worldwide effort to end Huntington's disease. HSC is the only natural health clarity dedicated to providing help and hope for families dealing with HD across Canada.
Now therefore, I do hereby proclaim the month of May 2024 as Huntington's Disease Awareness Month in the town of Torbay. I hereto set my hand to this 29th day of April 2024. So moved.
Second.
Who didn't second it? Comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Carried. Okay, we got a proclamation for Melanoma and Skin Cancer Awareness Month. Deputy Mayor.
Okay. Melanoma and Skin Cancer Awareness Month, May 2024. Whereas Melanoma and Skin Cancer Awareness Month is May 1st to the 31st. And whereas Melanoma Canada is a national nonprofit organization with a vision of zero melanoma and skin cancer related deaths. And whereas in May, Melanoma Canada will host its annual National Strides Walk to raise funds and awareness support the skin cancer community. And whereas Melanoma Awareness Month will conclude with a national walk in 14 cities to raise awareness for the importance of early detection and prevention of melanoma and skin cancers. And
Now therefore, I, Mayor Craig Scott, do hereby proclaim the month of May 2024 as Melanoma and Skin Cancer Awareness Month in the town of Torbay. So moved.
second.
Comments? Well, I'll just have one quick comment. Up until 8 months ago, I didn't even know what a melanoma was till I had one. And I got it removed, and looks like I'm all in the clear and good, but you know what? Stuff happens just like that. You really gotta be looking after yourself, and you gotta be doing your own self-care and your own self-diagnosis, because you can't really rely on the healthcare system to always be there for you. So I think that's important for everything. I think we have somebody here. Did you want to speak to it? Mm-hmm. All right, come up to the microphone there.
Well, good evening. My name is Beverly Corrigan-Barber, and first of all,
Nice to meet you.
I want to thank Mayor Scott for this proclamation and for the town of Torbay for acknowledging the importance of melanoma. I am the Strides Walk Coordinator for Melanoma Canada, and I'm also a survivor of melanoma. The reason I feel so strongly about bringing awareness to prevention and early detection is that when I had a very, very small mole removed from the side of my leg, I thought it was removed and that was it. I thought skin cancer, no big deal. Certainly not the case. I had my surgeries and things went well. It was never supposed to return again. 2 years later, in the same spot, I thought was scar tissue. My dermatologist did notice a small lump under my skin. And it did, unfortunately, travel to lymph nodes. So I did require treatments. And now I realize the importance of getting that information out to people. Early detection, if you can find a mole, if you see something that is either a bit suspicious, something you're not comfortable with, have it checked. The sooner it's checked and found out, the more chances you have of this fatal disease and cancer and the survival rate. 85% of all melanomas are preventable. Our UV rays are getting much, much stronger. The importance of the younger generation now, that's the key, to teach people to be sun safe and have, prevent and be aware of the importance of staying healthy. You can enjoy the sun. You can still get out and have a good time, but you can, your sunscreen. There's all kinds of UV shirts, clothing that you can have, wide brim hats, sunglasses, that sort of thing. I also would like to invite any and all of you. I will be hosting the 5th and final year of Strides for Melanoma on the 16 Old Witless Bay line. It has grown and it has helped many people become aware and to raise funds and awareness for melanoma. I thank you.
Please don't go away. Does anybody have any questions or comments? Before you go, I want to thank you. A mutual friend connected us, 6 to 8 months ago, and I want to thank you for being someone there that I could reach out to and for advice and to point me in the right direction. And I've never met you before, so I'm going to come up. I got to come up and give you a hug now.
Take the proclamation, but you get the picture.
Yeah, we'll get that picture now too. It's all right.
That's a good complaint.
There's someone else coming there now. Oh,
The card, did you sign the card? Thank you. 25th.
Thank you.
He got it in his calendar.
All right, we got one more. Did I open up a letter that was in my office?
You didn't call question, I don't think.
Oh, question. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, opposed, carried, CN? Your ayes have it all. So I had, when I came into my office this evening, there was a letter there from heart failure awareness people. What's the letter? I give it to you. Didn't I? Oh no, it's Proclamation. Yes, there was a letter there from Heart and Stroke Foundation asking us to do proclamation for Heart Failure Awareness Week 2024. And I said we already had 9, we might as well throw them on the list. So, Councillor Manning.
Okay. Heart Failure Awareness Week 2024, Newfoundland and Labrador. Whereas Canadian Heart Failure Awareness Week is marked across Canada to raise awareness of the causes of heart failure and the impact it has on individuals living with heart failure and their caregivers. Whereas there are nearly 800,000 people in Canada living with heart failure, which affects people of all ages. Whereas people with heart failure experience debilitating symptoms such as shortness of breath, swelling, and exhaustion. Yep. Whereas people caring for those with heart failure are often overwhelmed and stressed. Whereas heart failure is expected to cost Canada $2.8 billion per year by 2030. Whereas Heart Failure Awareness Week was initiated by the Canadian Heart Failure Society, an organization of health professionals and patients in collaboration with Heart and Stroke Foundation of Canada, Canadian Cardiovascular Society, Canadian Council of Cardiovascular Nurses, Canadian Association of Cardiovascular Prevention and Rehabilitation, Canadian Heart Function Alliance, Heart Life Foundation, and Ted Rogers Centre for Heart Research. Whereas Canadian Heart Failure Awareness Week is now celebrated across Canada as a time dedicated to improving awareness and education on heart failure for people of Newfoundland and Labrador and all Canadians.
Now ye know that we do hereby proclaim, we do bodies present proclamation and declare that May 5th to the 11th, 2024 shall be known as Heart Failure Awareness Week. So moved. That's some old language there, eh?
Second.
Comments?
Certainly I'd like to speak to it. I'm going to soon be 2 years post-surgery. But with with my family doctor and cardiologist, I was detected early through my healthcare professionals, and for 8, almost 9 years, they watched me carefully until, as I was told, I crossed the line and needed to have some work done. But all these organizations are really important, and certainly all of it is really important, just to get out there and look after yourselves and those caring for anyone with heart failure, because can be hard. That's
Thank
it.
you. You ever comment?
Mayor, can I jump in?
Sure, go ahead. Sorry,
Thanks.
the cough.
Can't be helped, you poor dear. For heart failure is something that's affected my family. And genetically, my father had a condition called a bicuspid aortic valve. And my son won the genetic lottery, and he has the same condition. And, you know, we've lived with heart issues in my family my whole life and through the generations. And it's something that needs to be taken really seriously. I had a conversation with a friend today who told me that at a workplace, someone went to the washroom. When they came back, somebody was there. You know, they were doing CPR that fast. So, you know, for the Janeway and the work that they do out there, they do an awful lot of work, and they've got a fabulous staff and crew that are supporting children and families through cardiology. My family's one of them. Young people, you know, it's all age groups. You kind of think sometimes that heart issues go with a certain demographic. They do not always. So if you're unsure, like we talked about with melanoma and all the other, you know, health issues that we can have, it's really important to speak to your doctor, practice, you know, as healthy a lifestyle as you can, and make sure that you're paying attention to what's happening with your heart, your blood pressure, that sort of thing. So thank you for the opportunity to speak to this proclamation. Appreciate it.
All right, thank you. Any other comment? I will just say this before we go on, and it's, that's 10 proclamations, I think, that we had tonight. And, you know, I think it's important that we do these, and we've talked about this before. So we spent almost 40 minutes on these now, and I think that it's really important that we show support and raise awareness of these things. And can you make a note, or Sandy, when our communications posts these proclamations this week or throughout the month, when we do post any proclamations, please include in the body of it some links to resources to go along with it, because just having the proclamation there is fine, people are going to see it, but if there's some resources there, they can do it. And also make note of the walk that's going to be happening down in East Bay on May 24th?
25th.
May 25th. And encourage people to go and take it in. All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, opposed, carried. Thank you very much, everybody, for that. Those of you don't have to stay for the whole meeting if you don't want to. Thank you so much for coming. Mr. Tapper.
on the 25th.
Okay.
Isabel will be there.
All right, Joe.
Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
Now, it came to my attention today that you guys are pending a motion this evening to tear down my house at 1593.
Okay.
I took out a permit on that to do just that back in January,
Okay.
and I couldn't do anything in the winter, as you know, it was pretty miserable. But there was no time frame given on that. Nobody told me I had to have it down in 2 days, 2 weeks, 2 years. Yes, that's a lie. 1 year. So what's the upstart now?
Oh, we were talking about this before the meeting came. Deputy Mayor, you mean what is precipitating
Speak up, I
this?
can't hear you very well.
You're saying why now send this order?
Yeah,
We were
Thought he had a
talking,
year.
what?
He thought he had a year is what he's saying.
Oh, okay, you thought you had a year.
what?
You thought you had a year?
Yeah, nobody told me I had to have it done within 24, 48 hours or a month,
Okay,
you know?
yeah, so we were talking about this beforehand. I was talking about it with Mary before the meeting started, and gonna request that we would defer that tonight,
That what?
that we'll defer it tonight, and then staff could talk to you and figure out a time frame for when you're gonna be able to get it done. Is
Okay.
that all right?
Yeah. Yeah, because there's a lot of stuff in that house I got to take out, you know. I got a contractor interested in taking it down, but I got to be gutted out first, right?
Okay, so we'll deal with that tonight, and then Julia will be able to talk to Mr. Tapper tomorrow?
Yep,
Yeah.
I can touch base with you.
Pardon?
I can touch base with you.
Tomorrow.
I don't know if this is not working.
No, I talked to you and,
Somebody will call you tomorrow about it, Joe. Somebody will call you tomorrow and
Okay.
work it out with you.
good enough.
All right?
We'll leave it at that for the evening?
Yep.
Okay, thanks.
All right, you're welcome.
Okay.
Robbie?
Good evening. It's been a while since I've been here at a council meeting in person, so there are some new faces. So I should probably introduce myself. My name is Robbie Hicks. I have been a resident here for, 23 and a half years. And I'm a volunteer with the town, but what I want to talk about tonight is the East Coast Trail. So I don't know if people are aware, but this is our 30th anniversary. We're really, really proud that we've managed to stay going for 30 years. And we still have a viable trail, one of the best in the world. The East Coast Trail runs right through Torbay. North part of it is Father Troy Trail, and of course there's Silver Minehead Trail that goes down to the south part. June 1st is International Trails Day, and we are having our annual Trail Raiser event. And that's what I want to talk about. It's happening in Bay Bulls, but as we have since 2011, Torbay has a team of hikers registered for this event. And I'm just going to give you a number here. 2011, we formed our first team. Since then, we have raised over $116,000 to help support and maintain the East Coast Trail. So we've got a team set up this year, and so we're looking for supporters. Want to extend an invitation to all of the council and town staff that we would love to have you join our team, the Torbay Coyotes, if you're interested in participating. It's always a fun event, and they've got lots of different hikes planned. It's really, just go on the website, you'll see tons of details. If you can't join us, and some of you have heard from me about this, we would really love you to support some of the Torbay Coyote team members. But what I'm here for today is to ask you for specifically the usual donation that the town gives to the Torbay Coyotes for this event every year. And it's a donation of $500. So I'm really hoping that the town can support us to the same amount again. We do have some other requests as well. CEO Hounsel, I think you've had an email from Madeleine Florent, haven't you?
Yes, we received it today.
Did you? Okay, good. So
Yeah.
there's been other things. We've been able to advertise through the Torbay website, through other social media. The town has also paid for us to put advertising in the Northeast Avalon Times, and they've printed out letters that we can use to distribute to businesses and so forth. And anyway, I think all of that is outlined in the email. So I really want to focus on tonight is to invite anyone who's interested, and I mean anyone. A couple of years ago, we changed the format. We no longer have a team that's limited to 10 people. We had 22 people hiking from Torbay and surrounding communities last year. We'd like to increase it to 30 to honor the 30 years of the trail. So you really are invited, and if you can't make it, please try and support the Coyotes. Thank you very much.
So we just do the one team now?
Yes, we're not eligible for team prizes because of this, but it's much more fun this way, to have a group of people and just get together and have a lovely time for that day.
Oh, that's great. Sure, you have to win all the prizes anyway.
Well, there's a team ahead of us, but so far we've got, I checked at lunchtime, we've already collected $3,540. Last year, we brought in over $13,000, the team. Previous year, it was over $12,000. So we're considered a real powerhouse when it comes to this event. But we can't do it without people's support. So, thank you very much.
All right, thank you. All right.
Oh, and I should say, if anyone has any questions at all about it, let me know. I can register you, I can do whatever you need.
All right. And you can go on the East Coast Trail website, right, and do your donation?
Yes, if you go in there, just scroll down and you'll see there's a banner that says Trailblazer. Click on that and it'll take you through. If you have any problems, contact me.
Right, okay. Sounds good. Thank you very much. All right, mayor's report. I got no report. I'm just gonna let's just try and breeze through the rest of this meeting. Get out of here by 8 o'clock. All right, that's the goal. If you got no motions in your report, you don't need to read the whole thing out. All right, business arising report. We're still in the process. We actually had a
They're all-
good chat about that.
Yeah, they're all trained now. Everybody, directors are all ready to go with it.
Okay, perfect. All right. Correspondence. We'll just breeze through these. Transportation and Works. This was a answer I got back from the minister saying that they would not allow us to put any parking along Torbay Road when we're putting the sidewalks in. However, I will point this out though. The department would welcome further discussion with respect to the transfer of Torbay Road to the town of Torbay. That is not something that, and the only reason I say that is because people are gonna read this package and they're gonna see that. The town has no interest in taking over that road right now,
Or Valley Line or Indian Line.
or any of the other provincial roads.
That's right.
Right, but we are interested in the province fixing them up. We have a letter here from Municipal and Provincial Affairs, 2024 budget submission. I'm assuming that means our budget form was all good? Or what is it? What is it, Sandy?
Yeah, I'll go there.
Okay,
No
perfect.
issues there.
We have correspondence here from Councillor Eppie added for the FCM report. It's all there, there's links in it to the annual conference and trade show. And there's.
Mayor, if I could just help with that.
Sure.
That we had the FCM board meeting happening out in British Columbia.
Yep.
And so I participated virtually as a non-board committee member, but I thought it would be really great for the community and the rest of council to be aware of the discussions that we had at the FCM table. So that was the reason why I asked Anne to share that in the package and for everyone's, reading. If anyone has any questions, by all means, feel free to reach out at any time. And these are the things that we're working on as the representatives across the country with the Federation of Canadian Municipalities. And we're building on that when the trade show and AGM comes up next month. So that's the reason why I asked for that to be added. Thank you.
Yeah, and thank you for adding it. All right, Department of Municipal and Provincial Affairs, Capital Investment Plan approval. That's what we like to see. Approval letters for our projects that are ongoing.
All good there.
All good. And another one here from Department of Transportation Infrastructure, approval to award our sidewalk contract. It's all good. We're still, looks like we still might have some money left to spare. And I was at the committee meeting last week. We talked about once we get the contract awarded, probably ask the contractor to provide us with a price on that last little bit between there and see if there's some money left over that we could finish it all off, go back to the minister and ask. So we'll see, get the price, see what it is. Get that done and over with. But anyway, that's good news. Hopefully we get that moving. All right. Committees of Council. Committee of the whole minutes from April 23rd. Any motions in there? I don't see none. Can I get a motion to adopt those, please?
So moved.
Second?
Moved and seconded. Comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Carried. Thank you. Planning Land Use Development. Councillor Tepper.
Okay, we'll just go to the, we had our meeting on the 24th of April. Just go right on through to the motion items. Number 1, Crown Land Referral License to Occupy from Municipal Walkway, 1199 meters length, Island Brook Pond south side, east of Bypass Road, south of Indian Mill Line, west of Riverdale Drive. So, and as the mayor indicated, we'll get right to the motion. So I guess everybody had time to view and read the recap. So the recommendation, the committee reviewed the background report and maps provided and noted that they had no issue with the application and concurred with the department's recommendation for approval. It was mentioned that this was also in keeping with Town of Torbay's Recreation Master Plan. Therefore, the following motion is tabled. Motion to approve the proposed acquisitions of a license to occupy by the Town of Torbay from the Crown. Crown Land Referral E162492, file number CL2024-001, to facilitate the construction of a public walking trail south of Indian Mill Line and Island Brook Pond, east of the Bypass Road, west of Riverview Drive, in compliance with Torbay's Recreation Master Plan 2009. So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Comments?
Just quickly, you know, we've been looking at this trail for a long, long while, and it's great to see it really take off and see this from one end of our town to the other. So let's get it done.
Sounds good. Any other comment? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Thank you.
Number 2, CL2024-002, Crown Land Referral Request for Crown Grant, 6,000 meters, 0.12 hectares sized parcel, storage building for vehicles and equipment, RI and RUR land use zone. Again, there's information there. We get right to the recommendation. Committee reviewed the associated background report and application information and discussed the following concerns below. The proposal would require an amendment to the regional plan, municipal plan, and development regulations to be able to accommodate the proposed light industrial use. The committee believes that the proposed use is not conducive to the area and does not support amendments for the area, nor spot zoning. In addition, this is also a matter of respect to being beside a burial ground spiritual space. It would mean an increase in the noise impact and number of equipment and trucks on Torbay roads, more specifically Ballyne Line. The town is already receiving complaints from Ballyne Line residents about the amount of truck traffic on the road. So, the motion. Of course, the committee is not in support of this motion. Motion to not support the proposed Crown Land application on Ballyne Line, E162537, CL2024-002, as the proposed light industrial use is currently not permitted in the existing residential infill RI land use zone. And since the proposal is not conducive to the surrounding area and existing residential uses and burial grounds in the area, Council is not prepared to undertake a regional plan, municipal plan, and development regulation amendment to accommodate the proposal. So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Comments?
I read this and I guess I'm a little bit confused on why we wouldn't, because the reasons for not following, I guess the first question that I've got is my understanding that if an amendment was to be done with any of those plans, the applicant would have paid for it, right? It wouldn't be a cost to the town. And to put in there those 3 comments, the last 3 comments of reason that the committee believes it's not used as conducive in the area and does not support amendments, that's neither one or the other. And it's a matter of respect to being beside a burial ground and spiritual space, like we're doing it in all of the other cemeteries that are throughout the town. And to put in, to say, one of the reasons would be an increase in noise and impacts on the Torbay roads, specifically the Balling line. We cannot say, we've been down that road before, what traffic can drive on a road, what can drive, and you can't limit that. So that, if they took that to an appeal board, that wouldn't be of any significance. And so, to me, knowing what I know about this and the reasons for not doing it, and especially where we have a municipal plan review on the go right now, and we're trying our best to get as much taxes as we can. And I guess depending on who you talk to about for people to be able to set up a business here, and this is something that obviously would take these type of vehicles away from people's current neighborhoods or where they're currently living to, residential, and put it in a place like that. I personally can't see how, well, I can't support, knowing the information that I have, something like this. We should be trying to, as much as we can, to get businesses to come into the town and look at it from that. But the reasons for not approving it just don't mean, they're not significant enough for me to say no, that I would support that.
Okay, thank you. Any other comment? Oh, hang on. Yeah. You put the motion, right?
Mm-hmm.
Any other comments?
Can I speak to Mayor?
Go ahead.
Thank you. From my perspective, I have just a question about the language. Council is not prepared to undertake a regional plan, municipal plan, and development regulations amendment to accommodate the proposal. My understanding, as Deputy Mayor just said, we are currently undertaking a municipal plan process. If this is part of a discussion for, industrial development in this part of the community, that would be part of that discussion. I'm curious if this has been part of that discussion. One thing that I do know that has been part of this discussion through the regional plan conversation, because it was asked of me and I related to the department, was people who live in the area down behind where the cabins are there, Middle Three Island Pond area. They're looking for year-round access and ability to live in their homes that they're in right now. So if we're talking about development and maximizing the profits that we can have as a community, doing the residential development down here as well as part of that comprehensive analysis and review would certainly fit in. I mean, we have recreational facilities in there. We have young children who are back and forth on their bikes into the playgrounds and the courts and all the different things that we have. So I think that from a traffic calming perspective, we need to be sure that we're thinking about how we're developing that space. And I'll tell you, I live in here in this area as the mayor, and I can honestly tell you there's a reason that we have traffic calming measures, because there's an awful lot of fast traffic that's happening here. So part of the development conversation about what this looks like in the broader perspective is the lens that I'm looking at from this. And I'm just curious to ask council and staff if maybe someone could help me understand the language at the bottom part here about not prepared. Was part of this ask for us to have this as part of our municipal planning work that we're doing, or is this over and above and on top of what we are currently doing? I'm just looking for some more information before I vote.
Okay.
Thank you.
I believe this is a separate application, so it's not really part of the overall plan review. That might not be finished for another year or so or more. So this would require amendments to those those documents and those regulations outside of the plan amendment piece, just specifically for this application. Right, Julia? Yeah.
But Mayor, were those costs to be asked by the town to absorb those?
No,
I guess
no,
I'm trying to understand the way it's written here.
They would be, the cost of any development is borne by the developer. But what the committee is saying here is that the committee is not in favor of having these amendments made regardless of who's paying for them.
Okay, I understand. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. Any other comment?
I just want to make a brief comment. And I'm not suggesting we do this, but we could start over and put this out to the public and see what the response is. And I'm pretty well convinced that what's in this explanation, it'll be the exact same comments that we get from residents, whether they want it or not. But you know, with the situation, with the traffic, and Councillor Appleby and yourself, Mayor, you live in there, and we're getting all these complaints about traffic on the Balling line. You know, we're trying to prevent more. So, you know, like I say.
To your point, I have a question. So in order for a Crown land application to be able to be accepted by the province, the land already has to be zoned for use that the application is going in for, right? That's all part of it. It has to be zoned first, or you can't get a Crown land grant. Right, so in order to be able to approve a Crown land application, the zoning and everything would have to be already completed first, or a commitment to do it. Yeah, go ahead. I'm just asking.
Yeah, so really ultimately, if they, you know, whatever response is coming out of this discussion now, if there was to be support for, you know, potentially supporting the proposed use at that location, it would require an amendment. So the response would be more along the lines that it's premature, but that the land would have to be rezoned and that the applicant would have to apply for it. And then once that amendment, a decision has been made on the amendment, then council can make its final recommendation on it. And yeah, okay.
All right. So right now it's zone residential infill, right?
Yes.
And that type of, this type of application is not permitted in that zone?
Correct.
Is it discretionary in that zone? No?
No, it's, I mean, residential use is for residential use, and this is an industrial use, so, and the only commentary I have regarding that, there's a lot of controversy about the only other industrial use in the area, which is the quarry. And there's a lot of complaints that are coming out of that, so there's the question about just zoning one particular piece of land for industrial use.
Okay, I understand now. Thank you. I just wanted to get that clarification for anybody that might be listening. All right.
Mayor,
Yeah.
can we just address, just for 1 minute, the conflict of interest before we vote?
There's no conflict there.
Exactly, but I wanted to speak to it because the deputy mayor mentioned the appeal board. So I just wanted to note that I don't feel that I'm in a conflict on this file. We've had exhaustive conversations about conflict of interest, and there are developments that are much closer than this one that you and I have voted on, and it's actually come back to talk about the impact on the community, not us as individual people living on the street. So I just wanted to make a point of clarification about that,
Right.
to have it on the record, please, if I could.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, Colin. So, in favor is, and this cut motion.
You have to be careful here, because this is a
motion
negative.
is kind of screwed up.
Yeah, it's worded in a negative, so you have to be very careful here.
Because I figured the motion would be to reject.
Yeah, so if you vote in favor, you are not supporting.
Right. So,
If you vote against, you are supporting.
so, all,
Rosina said that.
yeah,
Motion to
all in
not.
all in favor.
To not support.
Not support.
Okay.
Not supporting it.
Not support.
To not, in favor of what it says here,
Not support.
opposed.
So a vote for is a vote against.
Okay.
I'm still, now, I wasn't, but now that you said that.
The motion is to not support. So if you're in favor of the motion, you're in favor of not supporting.
Okay, so, yes, so, but if you're in favor, it's not to proceed with it.
Right,
And
exactly.
I'm saying proceed with it,
Yes,
so
so
I'd
you
be
would-
not, I'd
you
be
would vote
opposed.
against.
Yes, okay, so,
Okay.
right.
Just
Okay.
for future reference, we should try and be
Yeah.
avoiding negative worded motions. They should always be worded in the positive.
Yes,
Yes.
That would avoid this type of confusion. But anyway,
okay.
we'll deal with that.
Agree
soon.
with that.
Carried, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in favor, 1 against.
5 in favor.
Councillor.
Yeah. Okay, carry on, sir.
Okay, so number
Nick.
3 is deferred.
Yeah, so we can defer that by unanimous consent, or you can do a motion. Because we didn't defer it before the meeting started.
I know, so you can't, you're in conflict.
He's not in conflict.
On the demolition?
No.
No.
No, conflict, cousin is not included.
Okay, because he had said earlier that you were in
He said
conflict.
he may be,
See,
but he
I'll
checked with me.
clarify.
So
Okay.
unless he lives with you.
No.
So if he doesn't live with you, and he's not
Okay, that's
a
good.
relative as defined, unless you have a close personal relationship that would adversely affect your ability. Other than that, there's no conflict.
Okay, so go ahead and
So
just make a motion to defer.
yeah, I'd make a motion to defer number 3, 5093 Torbay Road property maintenance issues. So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Carried.
So we have one more. I can find is the permit listings. Motion to accept Torbay 2024 permit listings for weeks ending April 25th, 2024 as tabled. So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded, all in favor?
All right.
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Finished?
Yeah, there's other information issues there if there's any questions. They're all listed.
All right, thank you. Admin and HR, Deputy Mayor.
Oh. Second now. All right, we actually got a few motions tonight, so exciting.
So skip right to them.
Oh, hold on now. Okay, we had our meeting a while back. I'll say that as I'm looking down. I had one in here that I wanted to say, and then I can take it off my... Oh, congratulations to Kelly Tapper, who will be the new Recreation and Community Services, who will be joining the Recreation and Community Services team. It's great to see somebody with her caliber joining the team. The next one that I've got is, I've got a motion here. There's other updates in there for staffing, but I'm assuming everybody's after reading it. Motion the Town of Torbay to adopt the revised Rules of Procedure policy as presented effective April 29, 2024. So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Comments?
I've got a question, Mayor.
Sure.
There's a commentary in there that talks about restricting the attendance at the public council meeting. And I wanted to get some clarification about that, because I know after COVID happened for some time, there was conversation and questions about what the public meeting was and if people could attend in person. And when I read it in there, I had some questions. So I'm just looking for some clarification, if someone can please explain to me under what circumstance and when that would be applied, because it's really important that we have open abilities to attend and participate at council meetings in person.
What number is it, Councillor Appleby?
It's on page 2. I'm just trying to find it here on my
Copy of it in there.
Computer, but it's page 2 there when you're talking about the meeting.
Right here.
Deputy Mayor, let me just find it here. Rules and procedures. In the event of extenuating circumstances, registration with the town clerk or designate may be required for public attendees due to limited seating in the gallery. Requirements, mandates may apply based on extenuating circumstances. So that's the paragraph that I had concerns about. I'm all about, and we always have asked that visitors, sign in when they come. That makes perfect sense to me. But a circumstance whereby we would limit participation or attendance in person, that's the question I wanted to ask about, please.
I think I know what it is, and I think that it would be in a case where people, a lot of people, sometimes they register to come to the council meeting. You don't have to. But if there was a case where we were expecting the place to be full, chock full, then we might require registration at that time. But any other time, our meetings are always open to the public, always.
So Mayor, if there was a hot topic and residents wanted to come to participate, would it be an option in our rules and procedures to maybe move the meeting to a larger venue and allow for residents to participate and be heard? Like
Yeah, we could.
I just wanted
Case
to
by
make
case.
sure that if we're adopting these revised
Case by
rules of procedure, that we're allowing for public engagement and participation and not putting something in that could impede that opportunity, right?
We could, and in the case of, say, tonight, we were having a meeting and a bunch of people showed up for whatever reason. If we were at capacity, we're at capacity, that's all we can do. There's a capacity order on the wall, we have a certain number of people that we can allow in. But if we knew that we were gonna have a meeting that we were expecting a couple of hundred people to, yeah, certainly we could move the venue to the common or wherever we need to.
Can I just, I guess, in here for amendment to this, of an extenuating circumstance, e.g. such as overcapacity, expecting overcapacity of the town hall? That'd be the example,
I just think
if you
that,
want, a friendly amendment.
I mean, we're just right down into weeds
I know,
now.
I'm fine with it the way that it is, because we talked about that before, that that's what it would be.
Yeah, I mean, our public
Yeah.
meetings are always open to the public, always. The only.
Could we note here, could we note in the minutes that the examples provided were if it's beyond fire capacity or public health? That way we don't have to amend the document as presented, but we could have a note in the minutes where we use those as examples. Public health would be one.
Yeah, we could
And
do
then
that.
beyond the capacity of the fire, safety allowance.
Yeah.
Which gives us the ability then to move to a larger venue. That would, if we note that in the minutes for,
Okay.
the record of conversation, then I think I'd be fine with that as is.
Yeah.
But I just wanted to get some clarification on that to make sure I understood it.
Yes, we
That
can
would
note,
work.
we can note it in the motion that's being passed in the comments piece, right, Ann? Yeah,
No, that's a good way to approach it. Absolutely.
all right.
Thank you.
Any other comment? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, carried.
Okay, next one, the town of Torbay to adopt the revised remote meeting policy as presented effective April 29, 2024. So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded, comments?
I've got another question.
Sure.
Just trying to understand the language in here. It says that there is no limit to the number of remote meeting attendances for a councillor in a given year. But then at the bottom, the last bullet says, in the event of extenuating circumstances, remote meetings will be permitted for all council and staff at the discretion of the council and the CAO. So I'm trying to understand which it is. Is there a no limit to the number of remote meetings, or is there a limit that is
That's. okay.
impacted
Okay.
by the discretion of
I hear
council?
where you're going with that. That's two different things.
Yeah, I can comment on that.
The,
Can I
the limit,
yeah, I just want,
the limit is
sorry, I
for,
just want to ask for clarification, Mayor, that's all. I just want to understand that.
the limit is for councillors. Staff are not permitted to attend council meetings by, remotely, unless in the event of an extenuating circumstance like we were in COVID,
Yes.
when we weren't allowed to meet together, everybody met remotely. That's basically what that last piece is
Yeah.
That's
about,
all it is, yeah.
right?
Oh, I understand. Okay, it was the way I read it. All right, thank you. I was reading it, trying to understand the two of the pieces, how they fit together,
Yep.
but that makes perfect sense. to
They're
me.
separate, yeah.
Thank you, Mayor, appreciate it.
Okay, thank you. All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, carried.
So that's it.
All right, thank you.
Oh, my God.
There's one more.
Exciting.
You got one more?
There's another
Where's
motion.
the other
to
one?
add there.
One more.
Where? After that one?
Your job is not done here yet.
Oh,
Lots of
wow.
motions.
Oh, I'm after.
Go down in 3A.
Yeah,
Oh, I was into the, sorry, I was into the remote policy. Okay, I know, Rhonda. Okay, the town of Torbay award the bid issued to complete the required safe work procedures and hazard assessment work to TKS Solutions in the amount of $31,050, HST included. So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
And everything else is in there for your information, so all good things to happen the next committee of the whole.
Excellent. Thank you very much. Corporate Services, Councillor Goss.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Our Corporate Services meeting was held on April 24th. In attendance, myself, Councillor Pollard, and our Director of Corporate Services, David Pine. We'll go right into the motions. He's changed up the format a little bit, so I just got to have a look
Eric,
through.
Just take the chair for a few minutes, please.
Okay.
Councillor Goss, can I ask that when you get to a motion that has to do with the Blizzard hockey, that you pause, because I'm going to declare a conflict there, please?
That's good. All good.
Thank you.
The first motion, invoices for council approval. The following two operating invoices totaling $45,473.76 are presented for approval. So moved.
Okay, oh,
Second.
okay, discussion? Okay, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carried.
Our second motion, council approved the addition of David Pine, Director of Corporate Services, as the signatory on all town accounts with RBC, and remove Ann Picco, Town Clerk, as authorized signatory. All other signatories and signature requirements are to remain as currently in place. So moved.
Second.
Okay, discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Third motion, the committee recommends approval. A donation request, sorry, Councillor Appleby, this is the one you're talking about for the Blizzard.
Thank you. So I'm going to declare a conflict, Councillor, and step away. That motion pertains to my daughter, so I'll be stepping away, please.
Okay.
Thank you.
Motion 3, a donation request was received from a student and resident of Torbay who recently was selected to play with the female U18 Elite Blizzard Hockey Travel Team in Florida at the end of May of 2024. The donation will be used to offset the cost of the tournament, registration, coaching fees, ice time, and team apparel, with a donation of $200. The sponsor receives a name bar on one jersey. In accordance with the town donation policy, the committee recommends a donation in the amount of $200. So moved.
Second.
Okay, discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carried.
Fourth motion, a donation request was received from a student and resident of Torbay, recently earned a spot on the Canadian kickboxing team and will be representing the country at the 2024 WAKO Junior World Championships. Again, in accordance with the town's donation policy, the committee recommends a donation in the amount of $200. So moved.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
The fifth motion there, a donation request was received from the girls' 14U Northeast Velocity Volleyball team to assist with costs of attending an international tournament happening in Chicago from June 7th to 11th, 2024. All players from this team are youth from the town of Torbay. In accordance with the town of Torbay's donation policy, the committee recommends a donation in the amount of $200 to the girls' 14U Northeast Velocity Volleyball team. So moved.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carried.
And that so ends my report. There's some other information there. If there's any questions, please forward them.
No questions? Okay, thank you very much, Councillor Goss.
Thank you.
Next, we have our Economic Development and History House, Culture, Councillor Tapper.
Thank you, Deputy Mayor. We've got our minutes there. I just want to highlight a few. Under Economic Development, we had some discussion on Picco Ridge Memorial Project. That's been on the burner now for quite a while. So we are going to plan an event this summer to dedicate the memorial. It's, as everybody knows, located at the History House. So they will design a storyboard for the site, and we'll work with Public Works to have some landscaping done around the memorial. So that's finally underway. We're going to do some wayfinding projects, signage, and there's going to be help there from the History House as well. The Torbay Business Awards, everybody got notified for this event. Is May the 9th at Common. Tourism, National Tourism Week is coming up, and there's some events scheduled for that. We've got an engagement session for everyone May the 14th. That's at St. Nicholas Hall. Flower of the Year. So there's seed packets. You can find them at the History House, Torbay Common, and the Town Hall. So the History House minutes, April 24th, are attached for your reading. And again, as a comprehensive document from the manager. I just want to highlight a few things. We finally got the old garage demolished. So that's down, and it looks 100% better. And there's a good comprehensive calendar, too, of upcoming events for the next couple of months attached and included in these minutes as well. So if you have any questions, let's hear them.
Before I pass it back over to the mayor, just like to remind everybody that the History House is having a tea party at 1 o'clock on Wednesday, and they'll be, I think, raising and putting up the May bush. So I think if anybody is aware or can make it, it'd be really appreciated to show your support. Thank you.
Can I ask a question, please?
Sure, go ahead.
I noticed the other day when I was driving by that we have different colored bits of, I think it might be plastic, tied around the trees and different spaces around the History House. Just curious about the use of plastic. I know that we have been, especially you, Mayor, out in front to support minimizing the use of plastic. I just wanted to ask about how we chose that and how we're making sure that the plastic doesn't end up in the ocean or impacting, in the community. I just wanted to ask about that, please.
It's not plastic.
Yeah, I'm not 100% certain,
Ribbon.
but it's ribbon.
Ribbons.
It's ribbon reflecting, back years ago, the May bush. People used to install a May bush with ribbons on it. So it is cloth material.
Yes, and the
Pretty sure.
children are the ones that are putting it on there that
Yes,
are
the
over from
kids,
the
yeah.
elementary school. Yeah.
So it's a cloth, it's not a plastic?
I'll check with
ribbon.
the manager, but I'm pretty certain.
No, it is. When we were up there the other day, that's
Okay,
what they had. I
yeah.
was there, and it's
Yeah.
ribbon. They've got it cut off and what have you, so it is ribbon.
Okay, so it's a cultural thing.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, I just wanted to ask because I thought that was, I just thought that it was, I was curious to know if it was plastic or not, and I just want to make sure that we're following, the direction that we've had with making sure that we're conscious about those things. That's all. Thank you.
We are.
Okay,
Perfect. Thanks.
all right, thanks, everybody. Infrastructure, Public Works, Councillor Goss.
All right, thank you, Mr. Mayor. We met on April 24th, 2024. In attendance actually was myself, Mayor Scott was there to fill in, and Director Brian Winter. There's a couple of motions there we'll go into right away. First motion is to award Phase 2 of the sidewalk project number 17-RNC-21-0001, sidewalk construction between Bollian Line and Indian Mill Line, to Eric Taylor Limited in the amount of $645,671.64, HST included. So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Questions?
Well done.
All right, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? Carried. Thank you.
And the other motion, just got to get down to it here, regarding traffic calming policy. The motion is to adopt the revised traffic calming policy dated April 2024. The procedures laid out in the updated policy will now form our process going forward. So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Comments? All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Again, there's further information there for anybody who has any questions, but if there's no questions, that ends my report, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, any questions? All right, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Recreation and Community Services, Councillor Appleby.
Councillor Manning?
Councillor Manning?
Yes. Darren, I was so close.
So
close.
You'll be home soon.
The minutes are there from, from our last meeting. It was, had to be, it was a little bit shorter than norm, but anyway, the minutes are here. And there's only one thing I'd really like to bring up is the Chief McGrath Awards. And I just want to name the three recipients of that, if I may. And Town of I just want to read it out. The Town of Torbay, in partnership with the Town of Flat Rock and Torbay Volunteer Fire Department, we're proud to recognise the winners of the 2024 Chief McGrath Awards at the Town of Flat Rock's annual Volunteer Recognition Night. This year's award winners were Reese Critch, she fell into grades 4 to 6 category, Kate Keeping, grades 7 to 9 category, and Anna Cole, grades 10 to 12 category. And the town would like to extend certainly congratulations to this year's awards winners and thank all the candidates who applied for this year's. Just wanted to put their names out and say congratulations to them all. Everything else is there. If anyone has any questions, please ask. We have no motions there tonight.
If I could jump in there,
Yeah.
just noting that we had the mental health proclamation this evening for the Canadian Mental Health Association. There's the 5K run walk for mental health, and the date for that is August 17th. It's a run/walk that has been organized last year, and the lead on that was Captain John Callahan with our fire department. And I know that he's really motivated and excited to work with community partners and businesses to get this up and going again.
Mm-hmm.
So I just wanted to touch on that and note it as well, please. Thanks.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
That's the same weekend as the Pat Daw tournament. August
17th.
17th, because some of them are the same people.
More importantly, it's Shania Twain.
Well, that's the same weekend,
It's my
yeah.
ticket, it's my ticket date.
Yeah.
But, yeah, okay, I didn't,
It's hard that time of year, lots of stuff.
I didn't,
Head dies in our event, so I don't know, I don't even know if we got the date for that yet, to be honest.
For what?
at
Pat Daw is, yes, I checked on it, and it's on the, Scott gave me that a while back, 16th, 17th, and 18th,
Oh,
August.
I would recommend that Brad email us and book that in.
Oh, well, according to it's already booked in.
All right, so reach out.
I know, I'm
We'll have to
just-
reach out-
yeah,
get Brad to
because
reach out to
he's-
staff.
follow up.
He did it, it's in the system with Scott, he did it a month ago. I talked to Barry the weekend and that about it,
Okay.
yeah,
We'll just have to confirm it, that's all.
yeah.
I'll email Brad now.
Thank you.
All right,
Yeah.
okay, thank you.
Mayor,
Yes,
just one last note. The Killicoast Games registration will be closing soon as well. So just a reminder to people and families that are interested to register for the Killicoast Games to do so. Thank you.
all right, thank you. All right.
And you got 4 minutes left. Not even that.
Liaison committees, Lighting Bears,
Oh,
Congress,
it's
no
over.
update.
It's over.
Intergovernmental affairs, no update. Well, got to update there about sidewalks. Jack Byrne, you're not, any
No,
update?
no update.
Okay. I got some, actually, questions that I'm going to say. I think that we need to have a meeting of our owner communities about the Jack Byrne Arena, about some specific items, not related to the Jack Byrne Arena board, but as owners. So I'm gonna send out an email to the other towns and see if we can get together and talk about that. There's a few things that have been raised with me that I think as the owners of the building that we should investigate a little bit.
Yeah, perfect.
but I won't talk about it right now.
Yeah.
Northeast Avalanche Joint Council.
Next meeting is next week, Wednesday, the
Okay.
8th.
RNC, Sandy and I have been trying to reach out. I actually got another name of another person today, so.
I sent an email today and still haven't. Still no response. I never did get a response from the first fellow.
Yeah.
And we sent another email out today, and I'm still waiting to hear back on that. So we're having some difficulty getting some response, but we'll keep trying.
But I think that's the right person now. I got a hold of.
I hope so, yeah. Hope so.
Fire department.
Minutes are there, and as usual, they're continuing on with everything they do over there and doing it well.
Perfect. Our UMC committee will be having a meeting at Symposium. So, once we have that one, then I'll forward along the minutes from the last meeting. No notice of motion, new business, Councilor Tepper.
Just again to repeat, I guess, Anne, you're a beautiful woman. We're going to miss you. Sums it up.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, moving along. Councilor Manning, Councilor Goss. Councilor Appleby.
Thank you, Mayor. A thank you to Anne. We've covered that earlier, but can't have too many thank yous. Thank you, Anne, for everything. It's been beautiful working with you. I want to say thank you to the people who, I saw the note out there for the softball and soccer registrations coming up again. Those are all volunteers in the community that are, putting their time, effort, and their energy in all summer to make sure that our young kids have great programs there as well. So just want to tip my hat and say thank you to all the volunteers that are engaged in that process. And if I could, I'd like to wish a very happy birthday to our very own Councillor Tony Pollard, who's celebrating his birthday today. Thank you, Mayor.
All right, thank you. Deputy Mayor.
I've done 2 already, and just wanted to say happy birthday to Councillor Pollard and to Marlene, who's celebrating a big one this past weekend and continuing. So I wish them both all the best and hope they're having a wonderful evening.
Excellent. Everybody's having birthdays. And happy anniversary to Brian and his
Oh, yes.
wife today as well. I seen that flick across my Facebook. I just want to, I actually have a congratulations to send out. I received this email about a Torbay Youth Achievement, and I read through it. I thought it was pretty awesome, actually. So, a couple of our youth constituents this past week, Malachi Stapleton of Torbay and his friend Claire House of Portia Cove won the horror film category at the Pope Youth Film Festival for short film they wrote, starred, and produced. Also starring in the film is Colleen Massey of Torbay. All 3 kids are 14 years old. The 5-minute film is called Missing, and it's about a teenage boy who mysteriously disappears after playing a prank on his friends in the woods. The film was shot last fall for the Nickel Entertainment Film Festival's 48-hour horror challenge and saw Malachi and Claire create the entire thing, from the script to the filming to the final production and editing, in the span of just 2 days. With Colleen learning his lines in just about an hour, it was recognized with the Chalaman Award for Best Twist by the festival before the kids entered into the Pope Youth Fest and won an award for horror category. The film was shot entirely in Torbay, including outside Torbay Common and in the woods off Balleen Line. Malachi, who lives in Torbay but attends school in St. John's, and Claire met as actors on CBC's Son of a Critch, in which they appear regularly. Colleen and Malachi are cousins and best pals. And if you'd like to watch Missing, it's included in the Film Festival Horror Reel here starting at 2010. I'll forward that on to the rest of the council so you can have a look at it. Congratulations to them. The Folk Arts Council should be reaching out to them to find out what they're at, because it seems like at a young age, they got their act together.
Yeah.
And that's pretty
No
cool.
pun intended.
And I want to congratulate them. That is awesome. And I also want to thank, I want to thank council and staff and everybody who showed up at the volunteer appreciation night. Particular MP Thompson showed up with some awards for everybody from the federal government. MHA Wall was there and helped out with doing some MCing, which is, Jody is always quick to jump into action. So I want to thank members of council and staff who did all that, and most importantly, thank you to the volunteers who showed up. And, you know, there was a lot of people that volunteered that were not there the other night. It's too bad. I was looking forward to seeing you, but I'm sure I will see you on the volunteer trail, because that's where we all seem to gather and have some fun. I want to thank staff for their hard work over the last couple of weeks. And again, I want to thank Anne for everything that she's done for me for the last forever, since I got here. And you know, you're a real treasure. That's all I got to say. And I thank you for everything you've done for me. And good luck. All right, with that, I will call for a motion to adjourn, please. Oh my God. And I take it all back. Sorry. So I have a question here from Mona Murphy. Good evening, Council. Could someone give me some background into how we built 3+ kilometers of trail at Forest Landing with no issues, but now trail development has come to a stop due to one individual? This is going to be a continuous issue as the trail development continues. Well, Mona, hopefully not. This one particular area, we ran into some specific issues that we couldn't get around easily, and the town had to take legal action on that. And I know that we were hoping to hear something back. We talked about this at the Public Works Committee on last week, and I don't know that the director heard anything back from legal yet. But once they do and get that resolved, we'll be moving forward. But I know that we are proactive when it comes to when we build these trails. We passed a motion tonight for the license to occupy for the rest of the trail heading down from the bypass road down to Riverview Place. And you know, we'll be out in contact with those residents. We are working within the reservation that the town has legal authorization to use. So we just gotta work through those few issues and get that worked out, and hopefully we'll have that beautiful trail going from there to there. And you're right, the trails are wonderful throughout the town, and it's something that we're very proud of and that we're gonna continue working on. So, I don't know if that don't answer your question, but give me a call later on, we'll talk about it. All right, now I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Thank you very much, everybody.